When someone delivers you from pain or something delivers you from pain, you become an evangelist of this, right? You become an evangelist. So at times I have back pain or neck pain or shoulder pain, and Julie, my housemate, gave me this beautiful thing called BioFreeze, right? And I love this stuff. And I tried to be an evangelist of this stuff for my wife, and she saw it. I'm like, you have to have BioFreeze, because BioFreeze really, really works, and it feels good. But she says that it stinks, and she doesn't like it. No, by the way, BioFreeze, you can send me a bunch of bottles. But also, I have this wonderful rice packet thing here, or I don't know what you call these things, wraps, and you microwave them, but it has a lavender smell. Now, one day I was over at Hannah Yakeley's house, and she gave me one like this, so I went and bought one. Only this one has a lavender smell. I like lavender. My wife does not. I keep trying to tell her she should use this, but she does not want to. But I'm an evangelist for these things, so you should use them. BioFreeze and rice wraps are awesome. You know, it's funny to me that like when somebody is like in a lot of pain and a chiropractor fixes that, they become the evangelist of that chiropractor. And it's funny when you get two people who are evangelists of different chiropractors in the same room. Well, that's kind of an interesting controversy and conflict. But we become evangelists for the things that change us. We become devoted followers of the things that change us and the people that change us. Mary had been changed by Jesus. Mary had her whole life turned upside down by Jesus. And now he was dead. And that death meant that she had no hope anymore. And so, like, the thing that had delivered her, the person who had given her hope, is now gone. And so she's headed to the tomb trying to hang on somewhere, somehow. And so Mary is in a place of despair. I hope that you can use your imagination and taste the despair that Mary is feeling, because you know it, and it's happened in your life, and at some level you bring it today. And I think Jesus has something to say to you now. But then Jesus asks a very good question. He says, what basically are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Because when we're in despair, it's because something or someone has been taken from us. Now there's something really interesting that happens here. Jesus speaks her name. And at the moment that he speaks her name, she recognizes him. It's probably because the way he says her name. There was something about Jesus that wasn't recognizable at this time, but the way he spoke her name made her sure of who he was and of their intimate relationship. She moves from a moment of despair to a desperate moment of passion and connection. Our names are important. Having our names spoken by Jesus is important. The name you have now is an important name. When I was in the 8th grade, we moved to Tucson, and my first day at Vail Junior High, I had to take the bus home, and I missed it. So I decided, instead of going to the office and trying to call my parents, that I would just walk home. So that's what I did. But I didn't know where I lived. I mean, I lived on 3rd Street, and I lived on Swan, so 3rd and Swan. I walked from Vail Junior High, which is far from 3rd and Swan. Not a bad walk. But I walked all the way down to the University of Arizona, and then I walked all the way back. So I don't think I got home until it was maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. There was no cell phones. So when I opened the door of the apartment that I lived in, there's my mom and my dad. My mom's sobbing, and there is 2 policemen, right? Because they've reported me missing. They don't know where I'm at. I'm supposed to have been home for 3 hours earlier. And my mom she just says my name, Eric, and she runs up to me and hugs me. At least this is how I remember it. And there's this powerful connection when someone hugs you and says your name in a way where, like, there's this desperate missing of you, and then you're reconnected. But what's the importance of Mary's name? And what is it that you and I need when we're in despair? Well, what we need is meaning and purpose. And to have Jesus speak our name, to know who we are, gives us meaning.